Hey friends, welcome to this video. This is going to be another video on socket programming in Python programming language. In this video, we are going to build a multi-threaded file transfer program. So here's the basic architecture. First is the server, and there are some clients which are going to connect to the server and perform some function. As this is a file transfer program, so basically file uploading is the main function. The client is going to upload a file onto the server. So we are going to build a concurrent server which is going to handle multiple clients at the same time. And for each client, we are going to assign a separate thread. So each client will be on a separate thread. So that's how it's going to handle multiple clients at the same time. Some of the functionalities we are going to build in this program. So these are the list of 5 commands which we have to build. First is a list which will show all the files which are present on the server. Upload will help you to upload a text file. Delete will help you to remove the text file. Logout will help you to properly disconnect from the server, and help will show you a list of basic commands which are available on the server. I know a lot of you people haven't subscribed my channel, so I request you all, please subscribe the channel and help it to grow. So please click that red button and subscribe the channel. Now we'll start the coding part. So we have 2 files here, server and the client. Both are blank, and we are going to write the code in it. And here are the 2 folders. The client data, it contains 2 text file, and this server data, this folder doesn't contain any file. So we are going to transfer these files. The client is basically going to select any of those 2 files, and the server is going to receive them and save them into the server_data folder. You can create as many text files as you want. Let's create one more here. Let's say abc.txt. and write A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I, J, K, L. So this is a simple text file. Let's go. Now there are 3 text files. First, we are going to start with the server. Let's import the libraries. Okay, so 3 libraries which we need to import. First is operating system library. So as you know, we also need to remove the file. So for that, we're going to use the OS library. Second is the socket library, which will help us to create a TCP socket connection. Next is the threading. So threading will help us to create thread for individual client and help us to handle each client separately, which will make the server concurrent. Now we will assign the host name or IP. So we are going to assign the host name dynamically using the function provided by the socket library. The advantage of assigning host name or IP dynamically is that if you run this program on your system, you need not to change this host name. It will be assigned automatically. Socket.getHostByName. Next is socket.getHostName. Okay. Next is the port number. Let's say 4466. Okay, so this is the port number. You can use any port number, just don't use basic ports like 21, 80, which are basically used. Just go a range after 4000. Next, we are going to create a tuple which will contain IP and the port. So here we are just specifying some of the default, not default, just values which will never change. Some what we call in programming language, I just forgot what we call these variables which do not change. Okay, let's leave it. Let's create them. Format is going to be UTF-8. So we need to encode and decode the data which we send across the network, that is from client to server and server to client. Let's also specify server data path, server data server_data. Okay, let's create a main function here first, and let's write this if statement below and call this main function here. Now we're going to start our code within this main function. So first of all, we will create a server using socket function. First of all, we need to provide family af_inet. that is internet version 4. There are other families also, but currently we need to use the internet version 4. And here we need to specify the sock stream, that is TCP connection. We are going to create a TCP connection, a TCP server, basically connection oriented. There is also UDP server, but UDP is not connection oriented. It just sends data and does not check whether it's sent or not. It does not worry or just check. So TCP connection is best for this program. Next, we are going to bind the host name or IP and the port, that is ADDR, which is a tuple of the IP and the port. Next, the server is going to listen for the clients. Listen. So till now we have write 3 lines. First line, we are creating a server using IPv4 family and the TCP sock stream. Next, we bind the address, then the server is going to listen. Let's write some statement before that. Starting. Server is starting. So this will tell us, this will print messages on the console so that we can see at what stage the program is. Otherwise, we don't know where the program gets stuck if it doesn't show any message. Listening. The server is listening. Okay, so let's run this simple program and check. Okay, so you can see the 2 messages, server is starting and server is listening. So the program is closed. So we need to now listen. This means we need to wait for client to connect, and for waiting we will create a loop, if infinite loop. For this we can say a loop which is going to break explicitly by the us user which has started the program, or you can make some functionality in it. Currently the program is going to run infinitely if no one touches it. We're just going to explicitly close it. So for that, let's create a while loop. While. Okay, now within this while loop, the client will connect to the server and the server is going to accept that connection. So let's assume the client has connected on this IP hostname and the specific port number. Okay, so the next is going to be server is going to accept that connection. Server.accept. Okay, spelling mistake. So that's how the server is going to accept a connection from the client. So next, now the client is connected. What we need to do, we need to create a separate thread for this client, for every other client which is going to connect. So thread is equals to threading.thread. Target is equals to handle client. So handle client is a function which we need to create now. So this handle client function is going to the main function and is going to treat and work with the each client. Now the argument this function takes specified using this args variable, the connection and the ADDR. Connection basically is the connection which will help us to receive and send the data. An address contain the IP address and the port is a tuple value. It gives the value from where the client is connected. Currently we are just on our local system, that is LAN. So same IP address is going to be there, but if it is like in a WAN or over the internet, then this address is going to be different. So this address tells us from where your client is, what is the address of the client on the network. So we have created a thread. Now we are going to start this thread.start. Okay, so we have to create this function handle client, def handle client, and is going to take connection and ADDR as the parameters. Okay, so till now it's good. We have the simple function pass. So let's do one thing. We can just send some message or something to the client that it has connected to the server, or print some message to make sure that we have entered into the handle client function. Now let's print a simple message. Okay, print should not be printf, as I also work in C. I have also created some socket programming videos in C. You can also check them out or click that I button. There's also other videos, so do check them out. That's why sometimes I just write printf in Python. Okay, so let's print new connection. So ADDR connected. Okay, so this is a message which is going to show us that new client from this specific address has been connected to the server, and we are going to send a message to the client using this conn variable. So what we're going to send, so I think of a format. Okay, so format for sending anything to the client is going to be like this. Let me just specify first, like command and @ and the message. Okay, so this command will specify something, if there's any error or everything is okay or something like that, which will tell the client what is happening, and this is the message which need to be print on the client screen. So every time we're going to use this @ symbol to just split. We can send everything in the same string and send that to the client, or client can also do the same thing, something it has to send to the server, like the various commands. So it can use the same format, like command means @ as the separator we are going to use. Just I'm going to show you how we're going to use it. Let's say okay, everything is okay, @ welcome to the server, file server, the simple file server. Let's say this message. Okay, and we also need to encode every text information which we send across the. Okay, so this is a simple message. Let's go on to the client side part of the code. So what we need, the same libraries from here. Let's print them here. We don't need threading here. The client is going to be simple, it's not that complicated. Let's again create this main function. Okay, client again is going to use the same thing. Let's copy them from the server by writing them again and again. It's better to copy. Now client is going to connect to the server, so it does not bind, it just directly connect. So directly I'm going to write connect and ADDR, that is this tuple of IP and the port. Now you have to make sure that this IP or the host name and the port number is same, and even if the IP is same and port is different, then you are not going to connect, because it's like a specific port number listen to a specific services only. So this is going to be file transfer service, so you need to connect this specific port only. It's just like a socket for your electricity. You can't just plug it in any, you just have to plug it onto specific socket which has electricity. Okay, so that's how a kind of similarity is there in the real. That's why we call it socket. The client just connect to that specific port. Now let's continue the code. A lot of talking is there. Okay, so now the client has connected to the server. Let's create an infinite loop for the client, and this loop is going to be break when we just specify the logout command, or the server there is any issue with the server and it disconnected. While true, so the server has sent some data to the client, that is this. Let's take it out. So data is equals to client dot receive size, and let's decode it to a specific format, that is UTF-8. Now we need to split it like cmd msg. Okay, see data dot split using @ symbol. That's why I have told you already that we're going to use this format, that is cmd @msg. Okay, this format, that's okay. Now if cmd is like okay, if we send command okay, then everything is okay, we can print it. So let's print it. print f string and what the server has sent a message. Okay, so we can print this message. Now we can just also run this client program. Okay, we have to specify, call this function, the main function. First we write this if statement. Okay, let's call the main function. So now we will start the server first. Okay, so you can see server is waiting for the clients. Now it is not disconnected because it's a infinite loop is running. It's not running, it just waiting. The loop is stuck. The loop got stuck at this point. Just this point, it's stuck. Now we will run the client same way. Okay, so we have received MSG. So you can see on the server side, new connection, this address connected. Let's get back to the client. So here we can see an MSG. I think there's some problem with the client. Okay, I know that what the problem is. We need to specify it between the curly braces. Okay, now let's close this program and close this server program also. Okay, the same thing. Again, we can connect the client. Okay, so this time we can see the client has received a simple message, welcome to the file server. And here on the server screen, we can see a new connection from this host name or IP. We can specifically call it IP and this port number. So the client used this port number, but server use I think 4466. Yes, server use 4466. So the both the port for the client and the server are different. Okay. So now let's write those functionalities and see how we're going to work with them. So now here we have a message. Okay, somehow if we just receive any error or anything, we let's like specify something previously. Yeah. Like if we want to disconnect, there's any issue error with something and we want the client to get disconnected. So we can specify here. You can specify any condition, which of the commands you want there on the client side. Would you send? Would you expect to send? Or you can add it later. I'm just expecting maybe we can use this disconnected. So let's print this message again and okay, we have print this message and we're going to break this while loop. So we have break. Now we will disconnect from the server. After getting out from this while loop means we are disconnected from the server. So automatically we can print a message and disconnect from the client. Disconnected from the server. Okay, now we close the connection from the server. Okay, so this is a simple thing. Next the client is going to send some commands to the server, so we need to take some input. Okay, so data is equals to input. Now as you know, we have 5 basic commands. Here are these 5 basic commands. So let me just okay, 5 basic command. So list, just simple. After upload and delete, this need to be specified. After upload, they need to be path of the file which need to upload, and after delete, the name of the file. So we also here have multiple parameter. In some commands we just have to simply write the command, and in some we have to specify something. Okay, so we also need to split things here, but here we have to split it by space, not by @. @ is only used when sending message from client to server or server to client. Okay, just remember that. So we are going to split it. Data is equals to data dot split. Okay, using the space. So cmd command is going to be data 0. Sometimes there's going to be only command only, and sometimes there's going to be some other path or file name specified. Okay, so if cmd is going to be help, the client send server help. So what this help is, show all the available commands. So client dot send cmd dot encode format. Okay, so client send this simple command help. So server would receive it and split it accordingly and display. If it is okay, then it would display. If any other thing like it won't disconnected, it will disconnect. So now we will go on the server side. Okay, on the server we have sent this message. Okay, welcome to the file server. Now let's start. So we have received the data, and as we are communicating infinitely, so we also need to create another while loop inside the handle client function. So here we are going to receive the commands from the client. So let's receive them. Data is equals to connection dot receive size, the bytes we want to receive, and decode them using the format. Okay, so we've received them. Now we are going to split them on the basis of at the rate. Maybe in the help we do not have anything to split, but still in like in the to command upload and delete we would have. So make sure that in future it does not cause any problem, we will split it. And even if this thing does not there in the string and we split it, it does not cause any issue. It just give you the same thing only, same text only, same string, basically in the form of a list just containing one that word. The command is going to be data 0, and I'm going to show you. Let's print this command cmd. Okay, let's run it. Okay, first of all we will disconnect the client and close the server. Now run it again. Okay, so you can see small console type thing is there, and we'll type help. I think it is sent to the server. So you can see the help, the text help is sent to the server, and after splitting we can see we have received single one. And like if we close, if I close it and okay, this, let's run it again, and this time we would specifically type help at the rate like or just upload like at the rate data.txt, like that is sent to the server. Okay, okay, what is it now? Let's see what the problem, why it is not printing anything. Upload at the rate data.txt. It seems like it is an email. It's not an email. Simple thing. So let's disconnect it. Okay, it's printing. I think it's just printing blank thing. Not printing anything, just blank thing. And why this is happening, we have to check. Okay, so let's first check it out why this is happening. So are we doing something correct? Okay, cm. Okay, I know what the thing is. We don't need to write cmd here. We need to write the data. Okay, so it is splitting it. I'm just confused, I think. Yes, I am. So let's go simple way and see it. Currently we receive the help text, so let's first work with help. So if cmd is equals to help, so we have to show something. Let's send data we have to send equals to okay at the rate. No, send data equal to list all the files from the server. That's good. Okay, we need to a new line character. Send data and upload, command upload, and after upload there need to be path. upload a file to the server. Okay, full stop, and a new line character. Again, send data, append the string, delete the file name, delete file from the server, a new line character. Okay, send data plus equals to, now logout. We also want to disconnect from the server. Logout, disconnect from the server. Okay, full stop, new line character. Now I think last command is help. List all the commands. Okay, now we need to send this data. Connection dot send data dot encode format. Now this is going to be sent and print on the screen of the client. So let's run the server, connect a client. Okay, now we type help. Okay, there's some issue. Okay, there's some problem with delete. I think let's check it. Can only concatenate with string or something is there. Connect this, stop this program. So something with the delete. So what? Okay, I have just put a comma. I need not to put a comma here. I'll run it again, connect the client again, type help again. Okay, spelling mistake. Okay, you can see a list of all the help, the text data. You can see 5 commands. We have list, upload, delete, logout, help. Okay, so that's really simple, no issue. Like this, we will create now another command, that is logout. It's simple, we just need to break things, break the loop here. Now if the client send, if else if cmd is equals to logout, so in logout we just need to break the thing here. Okay, on the server we need to, and we also need to send a message. Okay, not, we need not to break here. Oh sorry, just we need to break it here, but before breaking we need to send the message. Okay, send the command to the server, so the server can also know that this client is connected and close that thread and shut down that thread. Otherwise the server would think that the client is connected and the client is disconnected, so technically it would be a problem. It would not be a proper disconnection between the client and server. So we need to send the message, the command. You can copy the same statement. Okay, so now it's going to break and get out of the loop, while loop, and print this message on the client screen and disconnect from the server. Okay, that's right. Now let's move to the server side. If cmd is equals to logout. Okay, so if here logout, then here what we need to do, we just simply need to stop this while loop. Okay, this break, we have pressed right the break. So after using this break line, this while loop is going to stop. So stopping this while loop means you want to disconnect from this server. So after this, what we will do, we will print a message. Disconnected. Okay, this addr disconnected. It should be small. That's how you write it. So like this, we have to write other commands also. Let's do one thing, specify things for other commands also. Cmd is equals to like list. Okay, pass. Load. For upload is done, and last is delete. Okay, let's do the same thing on the client side also. I think these three are remaining. Let's copy them and check if they can fit. Okay, they would fit easily. Now we have implemented these two commands. Now let's do one thing. Close the client server, start the server again, and the client. This time we have help. Okay, so number of connections. Okay, now if more than one connection is there, you can see another client has connected. You can see another client, but from different port number. So two two clients are there. Let's type help in this also. As you can see, both the client are connected to the server. Type another help. Okay. Type another help. So you instantly receive things from the server. Now you can also log out. You can see disconnected from the server and disconnected. So this first client has disconnected. Now like this we can disconnect the second client. You can see our some basic commands are working. Help and logout are working properly. So we need to implement the rest of the three commands. So we would implement them. Okay, we have just done with help logout list. So we need to send these commands to the server that we want to list. Next is upload. In case of upload and delete, we need to send some more data. Okay, first let's go for upload. Okay, for upload what we need is like command upload @ file name, that is the name of the file which is going to be created on the server, and the rest is text data which need to be saved on the written inside this text file and save on the server. Okay, so we have this format: upload, the command, file name, and the text which is inside this file. This is the upload. Upload also had a second variable in the data one, that is the path. So path below that, not here, path is equals to data one. So this is the path specified on the client file. Okay, so we need to open this file, okay, and extract the data. Open path as read. We need to read this file as f. Okay, text is equals to f dot read. So currently there is the path does not contain the file name. We just need the name of the file. What we can do, split it again. File name is equals to path. So path contains slashes. It can be any path. So what we'll do, split it by slash. So at the right side of the contain, like if the path is like this, client data slash data dot txt. So after splitting it, it will contain list which will be like, it will split in this way, like this. So it will be a list. So we need to extract this last part. Specify -1 here, not 1 here, because it's always be last. You can have any other folder like data, this data slash client data slash data dot txt. So specify -1 here. Now we have the name of the file also with its extension. Now the send data is going to be cmd @ file name. Okay, @ text. Okay, so we have all the three things: command, file name, and the text. Let's do the same thing for the delete also. In case of delete, we just have the delete contain the name of the file like data.txt, which is going to match into the directory of the server, and if it matches, then we are going to delete that file. So it's going to be like client.send. First is the command @ the path, which is in the data1 as the first position in this list. We need to encode it format. Okay, like this we can send it to server. Okay, we also need to send the above data to the server. Client.send send data encode format. Okay, so from the client side, every command is written. Okay, so all the 5 commands, that is help, logout, list, upload, delete, all are done. Now we can move to the server side. So logout is there. So let's work on the list. I think list is simple. We just need to use our OS library to list all the files in the server directory. Okay, so files is equals to not OS door list dir. Okay, and the path, server data path. So it will give list of all the files which are inside this path, this directory, this server directory. Send data. We need to actually send some message to the client. Let's initialize it. Okay, so if the length of the file is equal to 0, that is it's contain nothing, this means the server directory is empty. Then data concatenated with this server directory is empty. It's simple. Else, if it has something, then we need the list of all the text file. Send data concatenate. Okay, so we'll join. So now the files would be a list of files. Okay, so we will join them in a form of a list, and every name file would be in a new line. Join f for f in files. Okay, now we can write the command connection, send them back to the client. Send data dot encode format. Okay, so I think it would work. It should work. Let's see and run the server. Okay, server started. Now let's run the client. So type help. Okay, it's working. Now type list. Okay, server directory is empty. That's right, server directory is empty. It doesn't have anything. See, the server directory is empty. Now let's connect another client and check if another client, you can see another client, type help list. So again, same message from the second client also. This ensured that the program is working correctly. Now let's do one thing. Copy these files from there to here, and now let's again type them in the list. So you can see name of all the 3 files is there: abc, yt, and data. You can see abc, data, and yt. These 3 files are present in the server directory, and it has listed all the 3 files. Now let's type the same command on the second client. You can see second client, same thing. So till now the list command has worked successfully. Now let's move to the next command. So let's go for the delete first because it's more simple. Okay, so we need to delete the file. So for deleting, we need to first check if that contain any file. If that doesn't contain any file, you would send a message the server directory is empty. If it contain and matches the name, then we will delete that file. Else we will say file not found. So let's copy this line of code from here. Okay, these both things need to be copied from here to here. Okay, this is nice. Now the name of the file, which is in data1. So delete also have an additional parameter, that is file name, and you know we have used @ in the beginning. So here it in the data1 it should have the name of the parameter. Like first of all, if we will check if len files is equals to 0, this means that server directory is empty. So send data is empty. Okay, else, or we can say if it is less than 0, oh is this is okay. Else if file name in files, if that file exists, then we need to remove it. So we can use a system command. I'm on a Linux system. I'm going to write rm and the path, server data path slash and file name. So this one, so if you are on Windows or Mac, maybe this thing changed. So let this be a task for you, how you can make sure that this code work on every system. And I have a GitHub repository, so send pull request for this and I will accept every pull request to make sure that this line of code works for every system. That's a task for you, the audience who is watching. Do it and just please do it. It's a simple task, it's not that difficult, and you can even send a pull request. Okay, so now this is, assume that this is removed. Now we need to send a message back to the client. File deleted. Okay, else means the file is not found. Send data concatenate. Okay, file not found. Okay, now we'll check the delete command. Close this, run the server again. Okay, now the address is already in use. There's some problem. This occurs when the port is just having some issue. So we can change the port number 4467. Okay, and same goes for the client here, 4467. So you can see it's running again. Help. Okay, working. List working. Now we need to delete. Let's first write the delete and if name the file that does not exist, like so ASD file does not exist. So let's see any message or anything we receive, and I don't see anything, but there's some issue. Let's check the server. delete should have got the issue, or the server has not if there's any issue. So we need to check this issue. There's some issue with this delete and it's not working. So first of all, we will print the data which is received from the client. We're going to see after it has so before splitting directly in the raw data and after splitting. Okay, let's see also here on the client side the delete. Okay, cmd delete. Okay, also check the spelling. delete. Okay, spelling is okay. So what can be a mistake? cmd @data1. It should be correct from my point of view. So let's see, run it again. Okay, this is working, everything is fine till now. Let's type help. Okay, on the client side you can see the data received and after what happened, splitting. Delete. asd.txt. That's the issue. You can see delete at the rate asd.txt. We are saving. Okay, and here after split, what has happened? Delete and the name of the file, the command and the name of the file. That's splitting is okay. Splitting is correct. But now why doesn't it work? It is working. It's like it just stops here. Okay, we just need to connect it properly. Okay, so there's some issue with it. So let's check that issue. So I just pause the video and try to check what's the error, and the error is really very silly. Just a very silly mistake. Actually, what we have done is we haven't sent this data to the client. That's the mistake I've done. And I'm just watching from the last 5 minutes what's happening. Sometimes these things happen. These are just common mistake everyone can do. Connected, send. Okay, send data encode. So don't worry if you do this mistake. That's common. That's not a major issue at all. Okay, again this port issue is there. Let's go back to again our original port. You would also get this port error if you just tried like mine. I'm trying multiple times. Sometimes this happens. Not that problem. Help. Okay, list. Okay, now delete 123.txt. File not found. Okay, so that's great. Now let's delete a file which exists like abc.txt, and let me show you the files. Okay, so I'll show you the file. So there's exist three file: abc, data, and yt. So we are removing abc.txt. So file deleted. You can see file does not exist. And let's print list here. Okay, so this doesn't exist. Let's close this client and connect again. So again, new client is connect. Okay, we just have to remove this thing. Okay, let's remove this after. Help list. You can see two files is there. So delete yt.txt. File deleted, list. Okay, so again only one file is there. Let's delete that also. Why left this file? We can delete this. So now if now the directory is empty. See, server data directory is empty. List. So server directory is empty. So this command is working successfully. Now logout. So that's a proper way to disconnect from the server. Server is also happy by this way. And you can close the server, just press Ctrl C, the server would exit. Okay. So now the only thing left is file upload. That's the major part of this video. The whole major part has come to an end. The main thing is, so now we will upload the file. We see how we can upload the file. So you can see at the client side we already have built the functionality for the upload. That is, we have just this path. We just read the all the text from that file. We send this command, name the file and the text to the server. Now let's move to the server and write this code and try to make sure that no error occur. Name is equals to data.1. Okay, after that it is text data2. Okay, so I'm assuming it is accurate. File path. Okay, in the new line, file path where this file need to be saved. Okay, let's use this function server data path and the name. Okay, now with open file path. Okay, we need to write on this as f dot write text inside this file. Okay, it has written. Now we can send a message, send data is equals to everything is okay at the rate file uploaded. Okay, Okay, simple message file uploaded. Okay, now send it. And we are not going to do the same mistake. Code format. Okay, I think this should work correctly. Okay, server has started now. Finally, I hope that all the things should work. Let's type help first. Okay, list if there's any file present. So server directory is empty. Now let's connect another client also. Help, same. So both the client receiving same information. So now let's upload some file, like upload. So we can see there's some file in the client directory, client data. So we need to specify the path here. Client data plus yt.txt. So file uploaded. Simple message, and you can see on the server side the file is uploaded. Okay, let me show you. It's on the other screen. So the file contain all the information. You can see. I'll close that. And just move other files also, or we can list them first. Okay. Now let's move another file. Client data slash abc.txt. So file uploaded. That's simple. So it's so simple. You can do it simply. And another text file here, which we have created at the starting of this video. So you can see upload command is working successfully. Now which command is left? That is delete. Let's list all the file. So delete abc.txt is deleted now. Okay, so one file is left. So now let's delete. So which file is left? Let's check first. yt.txt. Okay, delete yt.txt. So now it should be empty. Okay, the server directory is empty. You can see server directory is empty. Now we can log out clearly. Okay, we have log out. We can log out from this client also. Okay, so we can see how we have simply created a simple multi-threaded file transfer program using socket programming in C, or not C, Python. Okay, it's Python. So that's all the basic about this file transfer program, and I hope you enjoyed the video and get some knowledge from it. And if you get some knowledge and learn something new today, then please make sure that you subscribe the channel and support it, and share this video with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. Just share it everywhere so that other can also get the information of this video, and maybe that video can help them in some project or in some assignment. So, and also make sure that you subscribe the channel and help my channel to grow. You can also check my playlist on the server. Oh no, the server, the socket programming in C. Check that I button, or you can check the description. And if you have any query or anything, then please comment below. So that's for this video. Thank you. Have a nice day.